Hi students, in the last video we discussed about symmetric, antisymmetric and symmetric relations. Now we will discuss about transitive relation. So transitive relation. A relation is said to be transitive relation if A comma B belongs to R, comma B comma C belongs to R, then the relation must have A comma C. So this is very important. So if A comma B belongs to R and B comma C also present in the relation, then that relation must have A comma C also. Clearly, please see this. If A comma B and B comma C, the second element in the first order and the first element in the second ordered pair consists of same values only, then A comma C must present in this relation. Clearly, why? Because it happens like this. So if A comma B and B comma C present in the relation, then we need to check for A comma C. If any one of the ordered pair does not present in the relation, no need to check for A comma C. Clearly. So let us come to the example. Now starts with the magic value, that is pi. Clearly, pi is a transitive relation. Why? Because no A comma B, no B comma C. So no need to check for A comma C. Clearly, what is pi? It is said to be a transitive relation. Now coming to A cross A. See, so what is A cross A? If you take set A equal to, for suppose, A comma B comma C, so what is A cross A? A comma A comma B, A comma C, B comma A, B comma B, B comma C, now C comma A, C comma B, and finally C comma C. Clearly. So here, so no problem with the diagonal elements. Why? Because if you interchange this, what we get? Same values. So no problem with the diagonal elements. Now let us check for A comma B. So here we have, if A comma B is there, now the element end with B. For suppose the element starts with B. For suppose if you take this B comma C, now what we have? A comma C. A comma C present here. Now let us check here, if A comma B present in this relation, now we have B comma A also. Now why? Because it's end with B and it starts with B. So if A comma B, B comma A, then we have A comma A. A comma A present in the relation. So you please check this, all this. If C comma B, B comma C, now we have C comma C. C comma B, B comma B, we have C comma B. C comma B, B comma A, so we have C comma A. So no problem with A cross A. That's why it obeys transitive relation. Now A comma B, B comma C, and A comma C. Clearly, A comma B, now the value ends with B and here starts with B. So A comma B, B comma C. So what we have? A comma C also. So A comma C present here. So no problem with this. Now clearly, for suppose if you take this B comma C, the elements end with C. You please check this two ordered pairs. Any element, any ordered pair starts with C? No. So no problem with this. Please check this. A comma C. So it is ends with C. So any order pair starts with C? No. So no problem with, no need to check for any other. So A comma B. So here it is ends with B, and the element here the order pair starts with B. Then only we can check for A comma C. So clearly it obeys transitive relation. Now the next one. For suppose I take like this A comma B and A comma C only. For suppose A comma B. So the elements ends with, here the order pair ends with B, but no order pair starts with B. So no need to check for any other order pair. So clearly no problem with A comma B. Why? Because A comma B, if A comma B is there, the second order pair starts with B. So here no B comma C, no B comma A, like this. So no problem with A comma B. No need to check for another order pairs clearly. And then A comma C. So here the second element is C. Now check for any order pair starts with C. No. So no problem with A comma C also. So it obeys transitive relation clearly. Please don't confuse. When will you check for A comma C? If A comma B and B comma C present only, then only you can check for A comma C. But here A comma B is there, but we don't have B. The order pair starts with B, so no problem with this. A comma C is there, we don't have order pair starts with C, no problem with this. Clearly it is a transitive relation. Let us take another example. For suppose A comma B, R1. Clearly yes. Why? Because A comma B only, no B comma C, B comma A, like that. So no need to check for any other order pair. Now A comma B, B comma C. Now let us see here A comma B. Now the order pair ends with B and the second order pair starts with B. So what we have? A comma C. If A comma C is present in this relation, then it is said to be transitive. But here A comma C does not belongs to this relation. That's why it is not said to be a transitive relation. Okay. Now coming to the inverse relation. So it is very easy. If R is a relation from A to B, then by interchanging the ordered pairs of R, then we will get a new relation. So that relation is called inverse relation. So here the new relation is called inverse relation. Clearly, which means that, and it is denoted by, if R is a relation, inverse relation is denoted by R inverse. Clearly. So which means that R inverse equal to what? B comma A, where A comma B belongs to relation. See this? So if A comma B present in this relation, now what is R inverse B comma A? Which means that if 1 comma 2 is present in this relation, what is R inverse 2 comma 1? If A comma C is there, we have C comma A, that is R inverse. So very easy. Now coming to the example. For suppose if R equal to 1 comma 1, 2 comma 4, 3 comma 9, 4 comma 16. And clearly from this, what is R inverse? If you interchange the order pairs, for example, if you interchange order pair like this, 1 comma 1, 4 comma 2, 9 comma 3 and 16 comma 4. Clearly, so if you interchange the order pairs, what we get? R inverse. So from this relation, so here the first elements are called the domain and the second elements are called the range. So what is domain here? So domain is what? Clearly, first elements, that is 1, 2, 3, 4. Clearly, what is range? 1, 4, 9, 16. So this is all about inverse relation. Okay students, in the coming videos we will discuss about identity relation and complement of relation, and finally we have equivalence and partial relations. Okay students, thank you, bye.